Grateful Day Queens, this is your girl Zenobia Queen Jackson. So we are doing an impromptu with Queen True Spoken podcast. I am here with some beautiful queens, and we are talking about relationships and how we're desiring communication in our relationships. We know in season 5 of Queen True Spoken podcast, it's all about reigning in your relationships. But let me warn you, this is real, all right? So you may hear some words that you may clutch your pearls, but just listen, okay? Listen for the truth and what we're sharing on today, all right? All right, let's keep rolling.
Okay, so just like she was saying in the relationship that she never thought that, she do the feet. Okay, yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, I wouldn't scrub a feet or whatever, but it's not all about that. It's like, it's all about, love to me.
Yeah, it's like once you start getting those feelings for a particular person, like with Chris, it was so much stuff that just came natural. It's like I didn't have to do it, but I did it because I wanted to.
Yeah.
So my mindset on that is so different now, because before I've had 3 rings, but I wasn't finna take that walk unless I knew that I wanted to be with you. Period. Yeah. Like, this is the rest of my life. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So.
But my thing is about, I'm gonna say it again, missing the cow for food. Because I feel as if you just say you're doing everything you want to do for this man, like I'm very big on, like, why do he need to put a ring on it if you already doing everything for it? So that's what I'm perplexed with. Like,
you can't hold yourself back from that.
That's right. Yeah.
You should. I mean, once you,
because they like, you need to cook. First of all, I'm coming in this thing, and that's one of my desires. Like, it's gonna be a 50. If we both working 8 hours, if I make it home before you do, you get dinner started. If you make it home before I do, you get, or if I make it. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to be, like, well, I done gave my all to him, and he still won't even marry me, because that's my whole desire. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm gonna, if I feel like that it's not that way, I'm gonna let there.
Now, I can understand that, because my last relationship with Destiny's father, like, he went off to war, and I did everything around the house, manly duty, I did everything. I cut the yard, I trimmed the bushes or whatever. Guess what? I did not get a ring. I did not get a ring, and I felt like I did all the wifely duty, but then he met somebody with her less than a year, and he proposed to her.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So
it don't matter sometimes the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah. I did it for 3 years and didn't get a ring from this person that I was dealing with or whatever, doing the same thing as, like, doing wifely duties or whatever, but I still did it. It wasn't effective looking for a ring and stuff, because if it's genuine and it's real, then it's gonna happen. And one thing a woman do not need to never do is say, when you gonna propose to me? Right. Let him be ready to when he feel like he's ready.
And he will.
But you don't have to ask. You don't have to ask for that. But I think it's almost as if when you dating, we women, y'all know that's if we haven't been married, or if we got married young and it didn't work out. That is our heart desire. You want to be a wife. Don't even try to downplay that.
No, I'm not downplaying. No, I'm just saying though.
I'm not downplaying that. So, like you said, you 3 years, you went through that.
Yeah.
So you doing all that. You don't have to bring up the topic, but in your mind, I think
when I'm gonna get it. But
when in your mind, I think a man, if you talking to him, he should know that this is my opinion. He should know within a couple of months as if you could be a wife.
Yeah, and that's right. Same thing.
It's not going to take me 5 years. It don't take you 5 years to know.
But still, now, do you think that the guy is scared to actually make that commitment because he probably feels that he can't be that husband that you need him to be.
Right.
He know that you're
There are
a
a lot
good
of
wife.
things that you can factor into
Exactly.
that. The
Yeah.
reason that they haven't proposed
And
or that
that's
they,
what
you
you
know,
have.
they,
If
Yeah.
you
you know
feel
what
the
I'm saying?
same
Like,
way, and
Let,
that's what you.
let me ask y'all this question. Everybody's sitting around the table. We drinking. We having a really good time. Are y'all Christians? Let me ask y'all that question first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So with that being said, why is it that we look to man before we look to God?
Yep.
yes.
Because I hear everything
Yes.
that most of us are saying, and we're putting all these
Yeah.
demands and commands on our
We're
husbands
not.
when we're not. That's your first relationship. Because I
That's
promise you, God is the one, the Holy Spirit is the one that would teach you how to do everything you need to do within
That's right.
that marriage, and He will even teach him. The Word of God says, "I have the King's heart in my hand," and so there were times in my marriage where when my husband and I first got married, Anthony has always had this entrepreneurial mindset. I had a very traditional mindset: go to college, get a degree, work 25, 30 years, and that's it. He's like, "No, we finna do Jam Pro. We finna build this. We finna drive trucks." I'm like, "No, I need some safety." And so I remember, like, maybe 6 months after we got married, we had about $1,500 in our account, in our savings. That's all we had. He spent that money on this vacuum cleaning service, the whole $1,500. And I was like, "I don't know where you gonna stay, but you can't stay here," because I was freaking out. I was panicking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in that moment, when I look back on that time, God was teaching me how to trust in Him,
Yeah.
God,
Right.
not my man,
Yeah.
not my man, because my man is not steadfast. My man is not gonna always do what he needs to do. And so if I keep my eyes on my man and not my God, we're gonna have some problems.
Yeah.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to like when you were talking about the time and waiting up on him, one thing that I realized, or having a curfew, Anthony, we've been married 20 years. Anthony, and he knows this, Anthony can't keep me, and I can't keep Anthony.
Right.
You gotta be
Baby.
That's right.
And I want to be kept, because if I go out and sin, if I do something that I shouldn't do, it's against my God first.
That's right.
That's why I need to be reverencing,
Right.
not my man, in the same way. And so it's like, the question is, and not just to you all, why is it that when we seek in a relationship, God is not the primary?
And He has to be in the midst of it.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Even when you dating, you know what I'm saying?
I prayed, like, okay, so when I met my baby girl father, like, he was retired, he had the money, he was able to get, big nice house, whatever, and he had the money. He made all the money. I worked at a daycare, but everything was in his name, and everything was controlled by him. So every day I would pray and say, God, my nephew, because I already knew that wasn't gonna be no relationship. Because I don't need nobody to control me by their money and all this here. I said, send me somebody
Work together.
that got what I got, and we can work to have more. Now I pray for that. I work for that to be together, because I don't want nobody saying that I bought this house and nah.
Yeah.
I said I don't want nobody saying get out.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
one thing I had a problem with. So I did pray that God would send me somebody that we had about the same thing, and we could work to have more.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in a relationship, we know that somebody's gonna make more than the other, but still, no, it's
ours. Yes,
Exactly.
it's ours.
Yeah.
It's not yours. It's ours.
So do y'all believe in the part that's if ask specifically, and that's what you
That's right.
And you kept mind how you pray.
Yes.
You gotta be very careful what you pray for and what you speak over your life.
But you think you're gonna get that? Just say you being very.
You gotta be specific for what
You
you
definitely have to be specific.
But you meet this guy and he's lacking of certain things. That's where.
And they gonna be. Every one of them.
Yeah.
It's gonna lay
Because if
down.
you lay down everything that you ask specifically, you're not gonna meet that person that go on everything.
But do you really want a guy that's perfect though?
Yeah.
No, I don't want nobody
Because
perfect.
expect you to be
Because
perfect.
I'm not gonna meet. I know. So when I say it's still gonna be work regardless.
Yes,
if
ma'am.
You ask
Yes.
for
Yes,
you said
ma'am.
it because it's
A relationship,
It's a
period, is
relationship,
It's
and
you can't
but
ask.
it's not a 50-50 relationship.
It's not.
I said, I care what nobody-
It's 100%.
It's
It's 100%. And
Yeah.
one thing, when we're sitting here, and I'm glad I asked that question about us being believers of Christ, because ultimately a marriage, a union between man and woman is to exemplify Christ.
Yep.
And so, but what we do, we come with our list.
Yeah.
And God is like, Jesus is like, okay,
Where?
where am I in the midst of all of this? And that's why I was telling y'all about the book that we write. It's not so much work on your marriage, but work on you. You got to work on you, baby, because I promise you, when you have your relationship with the Lord, and oh my gosh, God is so amazing. He would teach you how to talk. He would teach you how to pray. He would teach you how them old ways that you had. Because I remember, oh my gosh, like when Anthony and I were our beginning stages, I come from a family of fighters. We didn't have men in our family say, girl, go sit your tail down somewhere. We ran them. Like my mama ran every boyfriend she had. When he got his check, it was her check. Like we were some very dominant women. So that's what I saw. And so I remember Anthony was sitting on the couch or something, and I told him, let's get up, let's go, it's time to go. And he's like, well, no, I'm not ready to go yet. And I just hauled off and just scratched, like, come on, you finna go. I'm 5'2". He's 6'4". He can bop me on top of my head and I'm done. But he was like, this ain't that. And he was like 21 years old. Like he's schooling me on where you come from, with you and your mama and aunties out here fighting these men in the street. We ain't doing this up in here. And I had to grow up mentally and spiritually, because I knew deep in my heart that's not the life that I wanted. But that's all I was used to. And he was like, we gonna talk. You're not gonna be hitting on me. We ain't doing that type of stuff up in here.
And my thing is, if you can't take no lick show, don't give one.
Don't give one. Exactly. But it's like, when I began to really say, God, I don't want what I have seen in my family. I want what you want for me.
That's right.
I want to be able to communicate with my husband the way that you have ordained for me to communicate with him. And oftentimes, queens, a lot of times we don't have to say anything to him.
Exactly.
Like you said, men ain't, that pride won't allow them to listen to your voice, hearken to your voice. But when you get yourself in a place of fast, I'm so glad you brought that up last night, Queen. Fasting, we don't do enough of that. And praying instead of calling about our best friend. Girl, guess what he did? That nigga ain't Get on your face. Get on your face and intercede. And you may not have certain scripture that you can remember, but God knows your heart. Even if you ain't doing nothing but crying, the word of God tells us that he can intercede through our mumbling and our groaning. He knows what our heart is saying. So we got to stop trying to do things and fix things in our own carnal mind and begin to do the things that God has, the way in which he has called us to do it. You're going to see some things happen in your life and in your relationships. I'm talking about healing. Stuff that you thought were going to never be connected back together. What I tell y'all last night, we are the word of our house. The watchman, baby.
Have y'all seen the movie War Room?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me tell y'all, that man was...
he was, what he saw?
cheating, but they want to build a prayer room and went in there and prayed.
Oh, definitely.
And he was finna cheat. He was finna cheat.
It was forefront that he was cheating.
He was finna get ready to sleep with this woman, and he got sick at the table and he had to leave.
You know what? That's because all of her prayers. That's exactly what happened.
And that's what that goes back to what she was saying, like, talk to God. You ain't got to say nothing to him. You talk to God about it. And God gonna work it out. And it goes like, when you said that, like, I asked Rich, I said, Rich, do I make you happy? He said, Tina, you enhance my happiness. He said, just like I enhance your happiness. He said, I can't make you happy.
Come on.
You have to be happy yourself. And just like you can't make me happy.
You gotta be whole, baby.
I have to be happy myself in order to be in a relationship. You know? And being with him has taught me a whole lot with, like, being in a relationship, like the communication and talking and all that kind of stuff. Like, I would be so quick, like, you know what, I don't feel like talking to hang up. And he was like, you know what, I'm not going to do this. We're going to talk about it, you know, and...
Yeah, because it's just some stuff you just don't want to do when you know, when you're in a relationship. You know, like, you don't want to, nobody don't want to be doing all that arguing and being mean, or, you know what I'm saying? While we together, if we have to be mean for one another, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't doing that.
Having arguing, having an attitude. Man want a woman walking around all the time, and I'm like, I used to have a big
to peace.
Not to have fights and war. You're supposed to be here for peace. This is
and I used to be big on my attitude.
This is your safe haven.
Yeah, this is your safe haven.
And we have to make it that that for them. We have to make it that for them.
Because I feel like, to me now, I know that I work and stuff like that, but I just feel like, like on Fridays, I just feel like when Mark is at work, like when he come home, the house should be clean, cool, smell good. You know what I'm saying? And it just like he thankful to be here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't want, to me, I just think that if a man come home, he been working all day, even a woman, because I can really vouch and say like Mark, if Marcus don't go to work that day, when I get off work, guess what? The house gonna be clean, clothes gonna be washed, and Mark's gonna have food on the stove. Our relationship is not like, you the woman, you need to be in the kitchen, you need to be washing clothes. No, that's not how it works. Even when you have a yard, I go out there like, babe, I'll cut half of the yard, or I'll cut the bushes. You know what I'm saying? That's how our relationship works. It ain't like you got to be in the kitchen
because you're a woman. You're supposed to.
No, we do.
Well, my man don't know how to cook, so I'm just gonna be. I don't want to be none of this.
Okay, queens. But on that note, y'all keep on talking.
Okay, so
on that note, we're gonna finish up our conversation. But I wanted to just share like an impromptu conversation that we as women everywhere all across the country, we're having these real conversations. And I just felt like that was a perfect time for us to be open and honest. Yeah, we sitting around, we having our wine and we drinking, but I need you all to, we're having a good time, but I need y'all to listen to what we're saying and take heart to what we're saying, because we have to get to a place where we're restoring our homes, we're restoring and uplifting each other, our husbands and our families, and we got to begin to do it God's way. We cannot continue to lean to our own understanding as it relates to our marriages, as it relates to our relationships. And so I really hope and pray that you all got something from our talk at the table with our drinks and all that good stuff. But continue to stay tuned. Subscribe to Queen True Spoken Podcast. There's so much more in store. This is season 5, and in season 5 we're talking about reigning in your relationships. God bless.